Hey guys, it's Krista again with the Cubicle Blindness Blogspot book review video. And I am going to do my December 2010 monthly wrap-up. I read a lot of books this month again. There were about 4 or 5 I'm not really going to talk about because they were review books and they're not coming out until later next year. So I'm going to talk about those later as they get closer to the release dates. But I do have a list here of books that have come out and I'm ready to talk about. So most of these I've already done video reviews on, so you know that I've read them and what I've thought about them. But the first book I want to talk about is Matched by Ali Condie. And there is a lot of hype about this book, and I feel like my review kind of came off that I didn't like it, and that's not the fact. I did like the book. I recommend it. It is not what I expected out of the book, just because I have read a lot of dystopian novels, and I thought it would be action-packed and fast-paced and a lot of things going on. But for a first novel, this was still a well-rounded story. I did have a little bit of problems with the way that it, it was slow. I mean, it was slow, honestly. But if you guys, what's her name? I've blanked her name. But there are some really good reviews that are well described. They are very well done reviews on YouTube. And so far, all the ones that I subscribe to and have watched, I completely agree with their reviews. So if you guys are really looking into this book, watch some reviews because they're really well made. And I'm sorry I blanked your names, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about because I've messaged you about them, telling you how good they are. It was a very hard book to review, but it was good. I do recommend it. And I do think that series will go far. It deserves hype. I cannot wait till the next book comes out because I want to know what's going to happen. Okay, so then I read The Lying Game by Sara Shepard. It was, I hear it's a lot like the Pretty Little Liars series, which I haven't read, but is on my list for next year to read all of those. And it's about twins. There's a mystery going on. Somebody's dead. There's a lot of pranking going on. Just overall good, mysterious story. And like I said, I heard it's a lot like the Pretty Little Liars. So if you like that book, you're going to love this new series. And I enjoyed it very much. It's another book that I practically read in one sitting. I read through very fast. Enjoyed every bit of it, honestly. But like I said, I haven't read anything else by her to judge it on. And I have seen other people judging it on her other works. But, taken as it is, it was a great read. Then I got an audiobook of The Blood Countess by Tara Moss. That one took me about halfway to get into the story. I didn't really like the first part of the book, but that was just because it's about a girl getting a job at a fashion magazine. And, I don't wear makeup. I don't do all of that girly stuff. I'm just kind of laid back. And so I wasn't into all that excitement that she was going through in the first of the book. But then when the paranormal stuff hit right in the middle, I loved it. I love the story. I can't wait to read more about it. They've got a website called PandoraEnglish.com. It's awesome. I went and explored it. It's great. Now the next book I also, it's Rotten Ruin by Jonathan Mayberry, or Mawberry. I'm not sure how to say that name. And this one, I'm not saying it was a horrible book because it was very well written. The storyline is very interesting. It's just that I don't think that I get along with zombie books. I have yet to find a zombie book that I have really enjoyed. In my review, as I said, for my previous zombie books, is that I kind of just want more zombies in my zombie books. For some reason, when they start to throw in surrounding stories and romance, I mean, Rotten Ruin, I liked this story. They were trying to find a girl, and I kind of liked the whole concept about that, but the book was really long for me. Towards the middle, I'm just like, come on already, let's get on with this, and same with the other zombie books I've read. But the writing was really good writing. I could have gone without the word "zom" being said every 2 sentences, instead of just saying zombie or calling them another word. But you guys already all know that. But it wasn't horrible, and like I said, the writing's good, the storyline was good. It just wasn't a match for me, I found out. But if you guys like zombie books, check it out, honestly. Then I read the Soul Screamer series by Rachel Vincent. See this pen? I feel like I'm lecturing you guys, like I'm a teacher. Okay, so the Soul Screamer series by Rachel Vincent, it was awesome. I loved every book except for the second one, but that is just because of my personal preference. The stories were all very detailed, lots of things going on, but I felt the second book, which I rated a little bit lower than the rest, but that was just because my personal preference is that all the books in the series had a lot of action and things going on, but the second one, they kind of just concentrated on one soul. So the first majority of the book I felt was repetitive, and I loved the ending though. I loved when they started going into the netherworld and meeting other people, and that whole world to me was just awesome. So this whole series, I've rated like all the books 4 or 5 stars. I loved it. You guys should definitely pick it up. There's a novella that's My Soul to Lose, which you do not have to read to get into the series, but I love the dialogue in that. Then there is My Soul to Take, My Soul to Save, My Soul to Keep, My Soul to Steal, which just came out on December 28th, and then Reaper. There's another novella that you do not have to read, but all of the books are totally worth reading. They're very interesting. I would recommend them completely, honestly. I loved it. So far, I have to say, I really liked My Soul to Take, which was the first one, but I really, really highly enjoyed My Soul to Steal, which just came out on the 28th. I really, really was attracted to this Sabine character that came in. She brought in so much drama, and you know, you just got your heart pumping through parts of it because she was very in-your-face mean girl. So I enjoyed that. The next book I read, awesome, most awesome, honestly, of one of the best reads I had this year, and that was Inside Out by Maria V. Snyder. Loved it, loved it, loved it, and I'm so glad that it's in my life, and it will be there for the rest of my life. I'm probably going to read that book 100 times. I can't wait to get into her other books. I plan on reading all of her other books this coming year. I can't wait to get into those. Finally, I jumped on the bandwagon and decided to try out the Vampire Academy books. And honestly, I enjoyed it. I thought it was one of the better written vampire stories, and all the action stuff that goes on in there, all the characters, thoroughly enjoyed all of it. I cannot wait to continue reading the series and see where that goes. And vampires are my absolute favorite, honestly. And then I read 8th Grade Bites, and this was just kind of a fast, quick read for me. I was really bored at work. Things weren't happening. Decided to throw that audiobook in, and I really enjoyed it. I liked the story, liked the characters. I can't wait to finish reading that. I thought it was going to be a little too middle grade for me. I can't say, I mean, honestly, it was just a good, lighthearted, fun, almost funny read. And the last book of all is one that I'm currently halfway through with, and it's called Eternal by Cynthia Leitich Smith. I'm halfway through right now, so I plan on finishing it tonight. And this one surprised me. I thought it was another angel story, which it is. But then they talk about other paranormal stuff. They talk about vampires and werewolves and all kinds of paranormal stuff. And that caught my attention. I really, really am liking it. And I will have a review up hopefully by the end of today. And that is my roundup for December. Crazy reading month all over the place. I enjoyed every single book on this list, I have to say. Like I said, I didn't get along with Rotten Ruin, but I still think it was a worthwhile read. And I would recommend it to some people, depending on what their reading style is. But that's it for today. Happy reading.